India. The South Asian subcontinent is home to 1.3 billion people. It is ranked the 7th most largest country in the world in terms of area. It is home to one of the highest peaks on Earth. This peak is known as K2, and one of the longest rivers in Asia, the Ganges. India consists of 29 states with a range of 22 official languages to be spoken. English is the most common language spoken in India, coming second in the world's most common English-speaking countries. India has a deep history within it, making it the nation today of rich, flourished cultures and ethnicities. We first look at the ancient history of India that shows us the time of the oldest civilization. The Indus Valley Civilization was one of the most oldest civilizations on Earth, otherwise known as Mohenjo-daro. This 5,000 years old civilization is now located in Sindh, Pakistan, as an archaeological site. Mohenjo-daro was quite architecturally advanced when compared to other old civilizations at that time. The walls of some houses in that area were as tall as 2 stories high. To surprise you even more, the Great Bath, located in Mohenjo-daro, just shows how architecturally advanced the civilization was. The Great Bath is said to be 11.7 meters long and 7 meters wide, with a depth of around 2 meters. Another important building is the Pillared Hall. It has 20 pillars and encloses a small courtyard and probably served as a center of administration. In 1920, there were excavations made at Harappa, about 640 kilometers north of Mohenjo-daro. This civilization is also known as the Harappan culture. After a while, despite the changes of the geography due to several factors, many archaeologists from the Indian subcontinent found around 1,000 other Harappan sites. With all these sites, they covered a large geographical spread, from the Arabian Sea to the foothills of the Himalayas, and from the eastern border of Iran to the vicinity of the Ganges Valley. The area was larger than the combined contemporary cultures in Mesopotamia and the valley of the Nile. Overall, Mohenjo-daro wasn't just more than a typical old civilization. It was an architectural marvel. My ancestors and I were derived from the Rajput clans, aka son of a king, said to be descendants of warrior clans. They ruled much of the northern and central part of India. The origins of these clans are unknown. However, studies believe that these clans might have migrated from Central Asia in the 6th and 7th centuries. Around the 9th and 10th centuries, the Rajputs had risen to political prominence and had proclaimed independent dynasties. Around the 13th century, many intruders, including Turkic and Afghan troops, invaded India. The most significant of these foreign intruders were the Mughals. By the name of Emperor Akbar's death, most of Rajput rulers had submitted to Mughal rule either voluntarily or by force, many making political and marital alliances to ensure Mughal beneficence. India is home to 1/6 of the world's population, coming from a variety of ethnicities and religions. Most Indians say their religion is quite important to their lives. The first ever religion to be visiting India was the Vedic religion, otherwise known as Vedism. Vedism originated from the Indo-European speaking people who entered India around 1500 BC from the region of present-day Iran. The name originated from the collections of sacred texts known as Vedas. It was one of the major traditions that had shaped Hinduism today. The earliest Vedic religious beliefs included some held in common with other Indo-European people, particularly with the early Iranians. However, it is hard to say when Vedism actually gave way to classical Hinduism. Hindu character began to appear from around the 5th century BC onwards. Buddhism has developed from the teachings of Gautam Buddha. In Sanskrit, he is known as the Awakened One. Gautam Buddha was a teacher who lived in northern India between the mid-6th and mid-4th centuries BC. Buddhism plays a central role in spirituality, culture, and social being of Asia. Buddhism started spreading from India to Central and Southeast Asia, China, Korea, and Japan. It was spread to the West during the 20th century. Between the late 16th and early 17th century, the European exchanging organizations in India fought against each other. By the late 18th century, the English had defeated the other countries and had set themselves as the prevailing force in India. The British colonized and ruled India for around 2 centuries. During this time, there were changes in the social, political, and the financial existence of the nation. During the 19th century, the British abused the general population and tested the tolerance of the Indians to the limit. The British colonialism's pinnacle became a milestone between the mid-19th century and the First World War. The British exploitative strategies in India began the introduction of patriotic disturbance against it. As outsiders got expanding interruption in their lives, the working class of India gathered and shaped the Indian National Congress in 1885. The British had a counter-battle that was ought to become a mass development with the entry of Mahatma Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was conceived on October 2, 1869. He was the most famous and a compelling pioneer of India. As time and persistence of the Indians progressed, the British knew that the end of ruling India was near. The British were soon driven out of India with the help of progressive crusades in 1947. Yet this freedom broke the nation into 2 countries, namely Pakistan and Hindustan. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is a respected name in Indian politics. He was a lawyer and a political activist, contributed to lead the Indian independence movement. After independence, he was the man who integrated over 500 states into the Indian Union. Gandhi's ideologies and principles influenced him, having to closely work with Gandhi. He later became the first Home Minister of independent India, and his efforts to consolidate the country named him the Iron Man of India. As we step into modern India, we see that it is strongly developing its science and technology industry as it's a key element for the economic growth. India is one of the top countries in the world in the field of scientific research. It is also positioned in the top 5 nations in the field of space exploration. The issue is that Indian scientists were not credited to their discoveries and instead passed on to the British scientists even if they had nothing to do with the discoveries. After the Indian independence in 1947, there was an urge to explore and to indigenize modern science and technologies. The world's best example of domestic space power, used for a national means of improving people's lives, could be India. One of India's greatest achievements up to date is its successful constellation of Indian national satellite, INSAT. This satellite has more than 130 transponders in different bands that provide a variety of telecommunications and television broadcasting services. INSAT can transmit up to 7 gigabytes per second over South Asia. With this bandwidth, India uses it to connect its government with its citizens. India is also developing RISAT, radar imaging satellite, which has a 3 to 50 meter resolution. Such a high resolution and radar systems which provide day and night all-weather capability improves India's national security space power. According to the Blueprint for the Future of US-India Relations, the United States and India have achieved a landmark of civil nuclear cooperation agreement, enhanced military ties, expanded defense trade, increased bilateral trade, and a deepened global political cooperation. A few interests to bring a closer relationship between the two nations include a stable Asian and global balance of power to be ensured, strengthening of a global trading system, countering extremism and terrorism, the promoting of democracy and human rights. The Department of Science and Technology, which is known as DST, was founded in May 1971 with the objective to promote new aspects of science and technology. This department has various responsibilities and projects, including research and development with the help of its laboratories and institutions, futurology, activities to promote utilization of byproducts, application of science and technology for women and certain unfortunate classes in society. A National Action Plan on Climate Change on June 30, 2008 was established by the Government of India, outlining 8 national missions on climate change, including the National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency, National Solar Mission, National Water Mission, National Mission for a Green India, National Mission on Sustainable Habitat, National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem, National Mission on Strategic Knowledge for Climate Change, and a National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. The Ministry of Science and Technology was entrusted with 2 of these 8 national means on climate change: the National Mission for Sustaining Himalayan Ecosystem and the National Mission on Strategic Knowledge for Climate Change. Most of us know that one of the 7 wonders of the world is situated in Agra, India. The Great Taj Mahal, otherwise known as the Crown of the Palaces, made of ivory white marble, it was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in 1632 as a tomb for his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Shah Jahan himself was later housed in a tomb besides his wife's tomb after his death. Taj Mahal has been given recognition as one of India's UNESCO World Heritage Sites and one of the 7 wonders of the world. Try adding the Taj Mahal into your bucket list. As a recognition for the Iron Man of India, otherwise known as Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Shri Narendra Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, along with the nation, dedicated to build the world's tallest statue of him called the Statue of Unity. This statue is a staggering 182 meters in length, and here is a comparison of it to other tall statues around the world. On behalf of the devotion and awe of the statue, this is the Honorable Prime Minister's quote, saying, "The statue will stand high, not just in meters and feet, but much more in terms of academic, historical, national, and spiritual values. My mission is to develop the place as a source of inspiration for ages to come." The Statue of Unity is located beside the Narmada River, Kevadia, in Gujarat. According to Incredible India, Indian food is enjoyed in streets, restaurants, or even at home. Indian food is famous for its vast arrangement of fine, rare spices used correctly in every dish. Not only famous for its taste, but for its nutritional and medicinal value as well. The art and style of cooking these Indian dishes varies from region to region and also passed from generations, hence reflecting the various cultures blended within the nation. Indian food is typically eaten light as for breakfast, and heavier dishes are eaten during lunch and dinner. Indian tea, otherwise known as chai, is famous for a morning or afternoon snack accompanied by biscuits or other light Indian dishes. It is also a favorite beverage available around the world. Within India, to experience India's best cuisines, it's recommended to go to the following sites: Hyderabad, Delhi, Lucknow, Amritsar, and Kolkata. India is a destination to explore most of life's blessings and beauties. India consists of a coastline of around 7,517 kilometers, home to one of nature's most refreshing beaches. Some of the prime activities you can do at India's beaches are long-tail boats, snorkeling, deep dive, or even fly by parasailing. The recommended beaches to explore are Benaulim Beach, Kovalam, Vegator Beach, Goa, Tarkarli, Maharashtra, Kadmat, Lakshadweep Islands, Om Beach, Gokarna, Benaulim Beach, south of Kolva. If you are fascinated of forts, castles, and palaces, then there is no better place to go to than India and explore all the glory and beauty of these forts and palaces. Red Fort in Delhi was built as the palace for the 5th Mughal Emperor of India, Shah Jahan, the same emperor that built the Taj Mahal. It is famous for its massive enclosed walls made of red sandstone. This is a recommended fort to visit to know more about its history and its architecture. Agra Fort in Agra is also one of Shah Jahan's developments after built by his grandfather in 1565. This building was built inside the great Yamuna River and mainly served for military purposes, as it consisted of a 21.4 meter surrounding high wall for defense. City Palace is situated in Udaipur and had served as home for the ruling royalty. This palace provides a great view of the lake besides it and the surrounding city. It is a complex of palaces that were mostly built by the Maharanas. The Golden Temple, Amritsar. It is Sikhism's holiest site that welcomes all races and of all culture. This temple could be considered as one of the most richest temples in India because there are other significant temples located in India, such as the Padmanabhaswamy Temple, which was heard to hold more than $1 trillion worth of treasure. The Golden Temple of Amritsar is estimated to have around 750 kilograms of gold gilded into its structure. There are many more palaces and forts to explore in India. A handsome of them will be shown shortly at the end.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in us. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it just like the sunrise. We gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn